In today's video, have you ever finished a shiny brand new resource and thought, what am I going to price this? You're not alone. In today's video, we're going to talk about some factors to consider so that you can confidently price that TPT resource. If you are new or returning, welcome. Here at It's All Primary, we talk teacher side hustles. So let's just get into this. First of all, one of the things you need to do is you need to kind of separate yourself from your resource. And your value as a person is not the same value that you have on your products. If you choose to create smaller price products, that doesn't mean you're, Dollarama or whatever it is. But at the same time, we want to make sure that you are getting the correct value for your resources. So here are some factors that you might want to consider, okay? Oh, and just a side note here. There is no one size fits all or one price fits all for resources. There are different niches that command or expect higher prices. There are different size products. There are different niches in general. There are seasonal, evergreen products. There at one point when I started TPT, there was a suggestion that start with 10 cents a page and go from there. And when I often look at pricing, I can still see that. So I don't even know if that's what everyone's doing or a large percentage are doing, or if that product is older and they've just kept that. So what are the things that you need to consider when pricing your TPT resource? The type of product that it is and the length that it is. And this has been a big one because I think often there are a lot of products on TPT that can be done in about an hour or less, and it's a one and done. Those type of products, you're going to have to consider pricing less, as opposed to a week's worth of activities in your resource, or a month's worth, or something that you can do all year long. You can create actually a resource that is year long and break it up by month or season or whatever you want to do. That's possible. But when it comes to pricing, you've got to think about the length. How long will it take the teacher to actually do it with their students? So that's a factor you need to consider. And what ties into that is if it's seasonal. So for example, Earth Day, which we'll look at in a moment, but Earth Day is one day in the year. So are you going to make an Earth Day product that teachers can use on Earth Day only, one day in the year? Or are you going to expand that resource to make it into reduce, reuse, recycle, something like that? And that way, then they can use it as part of a recycling or a earth-friendly week of activities. Because if you have an Earth Week unit that you're selling as opposed to Earth Day, you can up your price because there's more value and the teachers can do more with it as opposed to a one and done. I love boom cards, but my students can finish a deck of boom cards in minutes. And will some of them replay them? Some will, but some won't. Once they've played it, they're done. So it's a one and done sometimes. Now that teacher can use that same set of boom cards done next year, but I can't price things high when it's a 5-minute resource for teachers. Okay, so that's something you need to think about. The other one, which I didn't think about until I was reminded of this by somebody else actually, and that is how long you have to think about the teacher's time. So when you say this is going to save you time, which is a very commonly used phrase in product descriptions. As a buyer, okay, so I'm looking at this Earth Day resource and I think, how long would it take me to create that? How much time are you really saving me? Because I've had products where I buy them on the fly, right? I need them right now, but I look at them going, man, I probably could have done this in less than an hour. and yet I just paid this much money for it, right? So think about how much time, and the more time it would take a teacher to recreate your resource, the higher the price can go. Because for some of them, they won't do it. If a teacher can probably recreate a product in an hour or less, they're not going to pay a lot of money for it. Why would they? You know, what's an hour of their teacher's time? What's an hour of time worth to a teacher? Right? Maybe $1, maybe $2, probably free. But that's a big one. Another factor is market research. This factor is more and more important. When I started 5 years ago, there was not this flexibility in pricing the way it was, especially when it came to bundles. I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you an Earth Day. I'm going to type in here Earth Day writing activity, because if I click into my search bar right now, the top 5 resources showing, which are your trending, what people are looking for right now, you've got Earth Day in here, right? So if I go to Earth Day, but Earth Day is going to have the thousands, right? So if I just click Earth Day, currently there are 71,000. I wouldn't make an Earth Day product just by saying Earth Day. Too broad. 71,000, I can't get on the first couple pages. So let's add on to that. And I'm going to actually do writing. What did I write? Writing craft, okay? Because crafts tend to be a really good niche currently. But Earth Day writing craft does come up. And in this one here, just right under it, it says Earth Day writing and craft. So I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see this a little bit better. But by just typing Earth Day writing craft, I'm already down under almost 3,000 results. And I would say right now, because of the time of the filming of this, that number is going to keep flipping, because people are probably popping up Earth Day activities as we speak. So I think when I checked this out a couple days ago, it was about 2,200. Now it's 3,200. Right? Things are growing. I'm going to show you this, okay, and then we'll come back. Resource prices for some Earth Day writing crafts. I chose this one because it's a little lower in results. It's happening literally next week. So this is considered a seasonal. So the prices would not be too high. Depends on what someone's offering. But let's scroll down and let's find out kind of the price range on just the first page. So we have the top one here is 5, 3, 375, 5, 7. Okay, so 7 right now is high. 4, 475, 350, 3, 6, 3, 395, $1. There you go. $3, $3, $2, $3, $4, $3. Now, most of us who've been around TPT long enough know why many of them are $3. Do not forfeit extra fees for being $3 or higher. Our low is $1 and our high is $7. I think that was towards the top. There it is. And these are both K to 3. So let's take a look and see what they offer. Let's start with the $1. They've got 106 ratings. They're a pretty decent sized store, worth 11,000. With the new layout, I like to go to what's included. So this is only 7 pages. $1, 7 pages. Okay, so let's see in their preview video what they've got. So they're basically showing 1, 2, 3. They're showing all 7 pages. So we've got coloring, some writing, a pretty standard product. And I would say, given the ease of it, $1, $1 to $2 would be a accurate assessment of this resource. Going back there for just a second, could I recreate this pretty quickly? If I had that clip art, yeah, it would not take long. And based on the reviews there, getting some nice reviews, yeah, I would say that this is priced pretty accurately. So let's go to the $7 product and find out if there is considerable value. I suspect it will be, because this is, again, pretty basic. But for some teachers, this is all they need or all they want. So forking out $1, maybe they forgot it was Earth Day on Tuesday, I think it is. And They can look it up, find this, buy it. They're good to go. All right, let's go back to the other ones. Let's find 7 was up. There it is. Even looking at the cover, you can see that there is significantly more stuff offered in this resource, right? Slides, book, activities, and project. Make your own litter monster, cute. Whole group, true and false slides, Earth Day slides and vocabulary words. She's got them in color. A little monster story that she wrote herself. Litter monster craft, she's got examples of it, very cute. This is a nice preview, by the way. Earth Day practice activities, whether something's helpful or harmful, and she's got a few examples of them. An information guide for the teacher, that's great. She's giving them examples of the Litter Monster project, which you don't have to necessarily do just on Earth Day. This again, the way she's created this could be done any time of the year. You can see how she's got the preview so people don't copy it. She's got a really nice preview PDF here. Very bright and clear, vocabulary words, and a couple examples of the activities. And she hasn't given the entire she hasn't given the 90 pages, but she's taken some of it and just really highlighted it. So is this worth $7? I would say yes, because she's given me a lot more as a teacher activities that I can do as follow-ups to Earth Day, or again as a separate Earth unit. But yeah, it's well done, and she's provided enough information that I can make that decision better, or easier, I should say. I wanted to go back to this first page again because I was just going to show you sometimes what teachers will do is they'll price. So for example, this one right here, a little dab of glue will do. I've actually purchased a science unit from her, and they're very detailed. Her regular price is $8, so she's in line with this one here, and I suspect it's going to have a lot of the same stuff. She's got, I can see the craft right there. She's got it on sale. Now, is this sale just, actually, let's click on that real quick, and I think the new system shows you when the sale ends, so let's just take a look. Yeah, so she's got a sale on right now. So for teachers kind of looking ahead for Earth Day, she's going to give you a sale price, looks like, but let's just see how many pages. She's got 289 pages. And this is what teachers do. We take prices, we look at prices, and then we compare what's included to justify the price change. As someone who has purchased one of this particular teacher's resources, $5, worth it. That's what you want your buyers to say about you. They want to come back for more. They've purchased a resource, you gave them good value, and it wasn't like $1. I mean, to me, if she was to price something like this at $1, that's she's doing something, and we don't know what she's doing, because they're far worth more than $1. So there's that one. The other one I wanted to show you is just what does a $3 project look like. So I've seen Primary Scouts stuff before. I don't know if I've bought from her, but let's just see what a $3 size is. So hers is 50 pages. Now, if we go back to that 10 pages equal $1, she could be pricing this at $5 technically. She has it regularly priced at $3.75. Now, there's no sale, so she might have just brought the price down. Let's just take a quick look at her preview, and she doesn't have one, but she's got lots of coloring pages, and that right there, if you've got just a lot of coloring pages, things that can be done in minutes, I wouldn't be upping the price. So even though based on the number, she could move towards the $5, I think, because she's just got a lot of this happening. She's got some 8 vocabulary cards and 11 Epic. So Epic is a book, online book thing. She's got links to there, which may or may not be helpful for some teachers. I personally have Epic in the classroom, so I could use that one. But as a whole, we're not seeing all of it. It's cute. $3, yeah, $3 that sounds reasonable. And that's the thing, is you gotta give yourself the same mind as your buyer. If they're gonna read this and look at your images. Are they going to say, yep, that's worth it? This is one place to compare. So the second place we're going to head over to now is Seller Spy. This is one of my few premium memberships that I have, and to me, the price is worth it. Colleen shows things very similar here, but she adds more details. I am right now in the keyword insights, which is this one with the eye. And I typed in Earth Day Writing Crafts, and this is what came up. And this is what I like about this is Colleen has provided you just a little bit of extra insights. This doesn't flag a grade. I'm just using this as a general term. But they're telling you that 2,200, that's a low competition. That's what you're looking for when you're creating things. You want something anywhere from under 10,000. And it is popular. Look at the average ratings is 500. That's a lot of sales. And the price average is at 5. Again, that's a good price because even with the 20% off, you're still staying above the extra fee cost, right, that you incur. Let me see if these price ranges are any different. 5, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. So something is bringing it up. And there it is, $20. This one, I know what this one is. I'm just going to say that this is it's a general writing. It's not a specific Easter writing craft. Look at how they've just pushed in all the keywords. So they're trying to rank for all these things, okay? But it's not a specific Earth Day writing activity. It's got it, but it probably has a lot more things. And, 1,000 writing prompts for $20. And yeah, okay. And then there's the dollar that we looked at previously. There's where I saw the other one. Oh, this one was the $3 one that we looked at that was priced at $3.75 originally. And I think I saw the 7. There's the $7 one. And if you notice, that one has probably got the most reviews. It does, which will tell you that people are looking for quality and they're willing to pay it. For a couple extra dollars, are you giving me 3 or 4 more days worth of work? And for many teachers, yes. So that's using Seller Spy's comparisons. A couple other factors you need to consider are how you are adding value to your resources. A big one is whether your resource is editable. It doesn't mean that the whole resource is editable, but some of it editable, because that you can up the price. A lot of these Earth Day writing activities are not editable, right? Because first of all, if certain clip art on there, you have to be careful, right? That can change the price. There are a lot of teachers that are hoping things are editable. For example, vocabulary cards. If you had vocabulary cards, which I showed you with one of the resources, do you offer some blank cards that they can create their own on top of it and tell them what font you use so that they can make some of their own? That's a selling feature, right? If you offer vocabulary cards plus an additional, sheet of blank ones so that they can create more, they're going to be happier, as opposed to just the vocabulary cards where they may think, you missed this word, you missed that word, right? We want to provide opportunities for teachers to even expand a little bit of the resource for themselves. Another selling feature is, are you offering, and I think it was on one of them offered printable, right, your PDF, and digital, so that you offered both of them. And there's pros and cons to offering both in the same resource. It's a way you can up the price. One of the things I am looking at right now is some digital resources that are selling time and time again in March and April. I'm now considering between this year and next year at this time, can I maybe add a printable version for them, just again to give them a little bit more value, maybe up them by 50 cents to $1, right? And though the people who already bought it get a bonus, which makes them happy, I can add more value. Once you've uploaded a product, and say you've uploaded it for $3.50, common pricing, and you've sold 2 or 3 and you've got your first review, take that review, especially if it's a glowing review, and add it to your product description, add it to maybe even a thumbnail or a product preview, add a page where you put that in there, because people like to see good reviews. And if you're getting a lot of good reviews, you can possibly up the price. One of the things you need to remember is once you've priced something, it's not etched in stone. You can change that price at any time. And a good time to change the price, if you're thinking about it, is once a product has hit about 300 views, go into your product statistics, it's under the little house, and look at the conversion rate. If your conversion rate is higher than, say, 10%, you might have this underpriced. I did this one time with a product very early on, and I know I underpriced it. It was a product that was, I think it was 75 slides that I sold for $1. And honestly, my intention with that product was just to get sales. I didn't care that I was going to get 65 cents at the end of the day, which is ridiculous. It was worth way more than that. Once I saw my conversion rate after 300 views and it was sitting around 24%, which is ridiculous, I upped it to, I actually added more slides, made it 100, 105, I think, and then I changed it to $3. And my conversion rate dropped, I think it was about 15, 16%. So it was still high. Okay, so I waited until it got some more views. Actually, let me just look at this product at the moment. So that product today, that product was made in 2020. That product today has had over 1,000 views, 1,100, 1169, and that product, and again, the first 5 months maybe it was $1, but this product is still at a conversion rate of 13%. That's still plenty high. And it has earned $351. So do I mind? No, it's done okay. That's what I mean. You have to play with your pricing a little bit to find that kind of sweet spot. I'm happy where it is right now. Hold on, let me go back. So the product is now $350, but try to keep keep a Google spreadsheet, or you can do this in Notion, you can do this in Airtable, you can get free ones there, and keep track of every time you've changed the price, just so you can see. There's the question of whether a product should be $2.99 or $3. There's a psychology that says put things at the 99, but whatever you choose to do, be consistent. So if you're going to use the 99, then use the 99. If you're not, don't put one product at $2.99 and another one at $3.50 and another one at $4, right? Be consistent in your pricing, because people see that and they go, right? Like, what are they doing? Some people care, some people actually don't care. That's just something else to consider. If you're having trouble with a product and you would like to get help pricing it, if you're in our Side Hustle Help Facebook group, post it there, send a link, and but you got to give us some numbers. So let us know how many views you're getting, what your price, we can see what you've priced it up, and tell us your conversion rate, and let's see if we can maybe help you out, okay? And after a while, you will start to get a better feel. I do find that I always have a price point in my head, and then, I go to what is being posted on TPT, and sometimes I have to adjust because I'm either way under, which I don't want to undersell because it affects everybody, and I don't want to be that teacher seller that does that. But at the same time, I don't want to be overboard. If everyone's selling it for $5 and I'm trying to sell it for $7, I better be able to justify why mine is worth more than everyone else's. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about Pinterest. People dismiss Pinterest so often, and yet it is the third highest search engine after Google and YouTube. It's number 3. So why are we neglecting it? And now that a lot of teacher sellers honestly have abandoned it, to me, that opens up more for people that use it. It's work. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you and your family are staying safe, being healthy, and we'll catch you in that video or the playlist. See ya.